What if I told you the problem isn't your motivation, it's your mindset? In a few minutes, I'll show you a simple shift that forces you into action even when you don't feel like it. Because if you don't change this now, you'll keep watching your potential slip through your fingers. 1. The power of taking action. There exists a fundamental misunderstanding about success. A belief that one must first be inspired to act. This is a fatal misconception. Success is not reserved for those who wait for motivation. Rather, it belongs to those who cultivate the discipline to act, regardless of their emotional state. The truth is simple. Motivation follows movement. It is not the cause of action, but the effect. Many believe they must feel ready before they embark on their journey towards success. They wait for the perfect moment, the right opportunity, or a surge of inspiration that may never arrive. This hesitation is the primary reason so many fail to achieve their goals. The successful, however, operate differently. They understand that action precedes clarity. By taking the first step, they uncover the path forward. Each action reveals new opportunities and insights that were previously hidden in the fog of inaction. A young man once sought financial success, but found himself trapped by hesitation. He studied, prepared, and strategized, yet his plans remained unexecuted. He waited for inspiration to strike, believing that only then would he possess the confidence to proceed. But the truth is, confidence is built through action. It is not a prerequisite, but a result. One cannot think their way into success. They must act their way into it. History is replete with examples of men who acted boldly despite uncertainty. Thomas Edison did not wait for inspiration to perfect the electric light bulb. He experimented relentlessly, allowing each failure to bring him closer to success. Henry Ford did not hesitate until the automobile industry proved profitable. He acted with conviction and reshaped the world. The defining trait of these men was not their ability to summon motivation, but their willingness to act in its absence. When a man acts, he engages with reality in a way that thought alone never allows. He sees what works, what does not, and what must be adjusted. Each step taken eliminates doubt and replaces it with knowledge. In contrast, the man who waits for motivation remains stagnant, ensnared in the web of overthinking and self-doubt. The biggest challenge is always the first step, the initial resistance. Whether in business, personal development, or any endeavor, feels insurmountable. But the moment one pushes past it, the force of momentum takes over. The mind rewards movement with clarity and conviction. What once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. A salesman who hesitates before making his first call finds himself paralyzed by fear. But if he forces himself to dial the number, something remarkable happens. The fear diminishes, his confidence grows, and with each subsequent call, the process becomes easier. He did not wait for motivation, he acted, and motivation followed. The principle applies universally. The entrepreneur who launches his venture without complete certainty, the writer who begins before inspiration strikes, the speaker who takes the stage despite nerves, all succeed not because they felt ready, but because they refused to let inaction dictate their fate. The path to success is not illuminated by motivation, it is carved by disciplined action. The man who masters this truth understands that waiting is the enemy of progress. He acts whether he feels like it or not, knowing that motivation will always catch up to those already moving. 2, overcoming fear and doubt. Fear is the enemy of progress. It stands like a shadow at the threshold of every great endeavor, whispering doubts into our ears. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? It murmurs, planting seeds of hesitation in our minds. But here's the truth. Fear is a liar. Most of what we fear never actually happens. And even if it does, so what? Failure is not the end. It is merely a stepping stone on the path to success. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than they can count. The difference between them and those who remain paralyzed by fear? They kept moving forward. They refused to let fear dictate their actions. They understood that progress is born from action, not from endless contemplation. The first step is always the hardest, but it is also the most crucial. Taking that step, even while afraid, is what separates the achievers from the dreamers. Fear shrinks when you move toward it. It thrives in the unknown, growing in power the longer you hesitate. But the moment you take action, its grip weakens. This is because courage isn't the absence of fear. It is taking action despite fear. Think about the worst-case scenario. Can you handle it? The answer is almost always yes. Human beings are far more resilient than they give themselves credit for. Most failures are recoverable, most mistakes can be corrected, and in the rare case that things go truly wrong, the experience still provides valuable lessons that pave the way for future success. Fear feeds on hesitation. The longer you wait, the stronger it becomes. That's why procrastination is fear's greatest ally. The mind magnifies the imagined consequences of failure, making them seem insurmountable. But the only way to beat fear is to act immediately. Action is the antidote to fear. Even small, consistent actions begin to dissolve it. Every step forward, no matter how small, chips away at the illusion of fear's power. Think of fear as a wall that seems unscalable at first glance. From a distance, it appears intimidating, impenetrable. But as you approach it, you begin to see the cracks. And when you take action, when you start climbing, it turns out the wall was never as high as it seemed. Fear is like that. It deceives you into believing that progress is impossible, when in reality, the only thing standing in your way is inaction. Edwin C. Barnes, a man who had a burning desire to work with Thomas Edison. Barnes had no money, no connections, and no clear path to success, only a vision and an unwavering determination. He could have let fear stop him, but instead he took action. He boarded a freight train, arrived at Edison's office, and boldly declared his intent to become his business partner. Though he was initially given a low-level job, he never let go of his dream. Years later, when the opportunity arose, Barnes seized it and became a key figure in Edison's business. His story is a testament to the fact that fear loses its power when faced with decisive action. So, how do you overcome fear? The answer is simple. Face it head on. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no such thing. The only way to diminish fear is to act. Break your goal into smaller steps and tackle them one by one. With each action you take, fear loses its hold on you. The more you confront it, the weaker it becomes. Before you know it, what once seemed terrifying becomes just another challenge to overcome. The truth is, fear only has power if you let it stop you. The greatest enemy of progress is not failure, but the refusal to try. The choice is yours. Will you let fear dictate your future, or will you take control and move forward despite it? The answer to that question will determine the trajectory of your life. Choose wisely. Choose action. Choose progress. 3, destroying procrastination. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? How often has tomorrow turned into next week, next month, next year? Before you even realize it, time has slipped away, leaving you with nothing but unfulfilled plans and lost potential. The truth is, the perfect moment you're waiting for does not exist. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you can take control of your life. Procrastination is a silent thief. It disguises itself as preparation, perfectionism, or the need for ideal conditions. You tell yourself you need more time, more knowledge, more confidence. But the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. Every delay strengthens the habit of inaction. The only way to break free is to take action. Now, even if it's messy, even if it's small. One imperfect action is worth more than 100 perfect intentions. Start by implementing the 5-minute rule. Commit to working on something for just 5 minutes. That's all. No pressure, no overthinking. Once you begin, you'll likely keep going. Momentum is powerful. It transforms hesitation into progress. The hardest part of any task is the beginning, but once you push past the initial resistance, everything becomes easier. Discipline is key. Distractions are everywhere. Social media, notifications, endless entertainment. If you don't control your environment, it will control you. Set clear deadlines. Break big tasks into smaller, manageable steps. Prioritize consistency over perfection. Small daily efforts compound over time and create massive results. Success is not about doing something once in a while. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Accountability is your ally. Tell someone about your goals. Track your progress. Write things down. When you make a commitment to yourself and others, you create a sense of responsibility that makes it harder to give up. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't talent. It's the ability to take action without waiting for the right mood or the perfect conditions. Time is your most valuable resource. Every moment you waste waiting for the right time is a moment you'll never get back. Your future is being shaped right now by what you choose to do or not do. Will you continue to wait, or will you take control and start today? The choice is yours, but remember this, tomorrow is not promised. The only time you truly have is now. So stop waiting. Stop planning endlessly. Take the first step, no matter how small, no matter how imperfect, because action beats inaction every single time. 4, building self-discipline. Discipline isn't about forcing yourself to suffer. It's about training yourself to win. It's a mindset, a commitment to excellence, and an unwavering belief in your ability to persevere. Every time you show up for yourself, you prove that you can trust yourself. That trust builds confidence, and confidence fuels success. The key to discipline isn't about making yourself miserable. It's about reinforcing habits that lead to victory. The more you push through discomfort, the easier it gets. The first time you step into discomfort, it feels unbearable. Your mind screams at you to stop, to seek comfort, to return to safety. But if you resist that urge, if you push through even when it's hard, you begin to reshape your mental landscape. You rewire your brain to embrace challenge rather than flee from it. Over time, what once seemed impossible becomes second nature. You develop resilience, a mental toughness that turns obstacles into stepping stones. Discipline isn't about doing what you feel like doing. It's about doing what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. If you rely on motivation, you'll find yourself at the mercy of your emotions. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like the wind. But discipline is different. It doesn't depend on your mood or your level of enthusiasm. It is a conscious decision to take action, whether you feel like it or not. You don't negotiate with your emotions. You don't wait until you feel ready. You don't look for excuses. You simply take action. When the alarm goes off in the morning, you get up. When it's time to work, you work. When challenges arise, you face them head on. This ability to act in spite of emotions is what separates the successful from the stagnant. Success isn't built on motivation. It's built on consistency. Anyone can be motivated for a day, a week, or even a month. But what happens when the excitement fades? What happens when the honeymoon phase is over? That's when discipline takes over. It's not about the grand gestures or the fleeting bursts of inspiration. It's about showing up day in and day out, even when you don't feel like it. Consistency is the foundation of all greatness. The people who achieve their dreams aren't necessarily the most talented or the most gifted. They are the ones who refuse to quit. They keep going even when progress is slow, even when they're tired, even when no one is watching. Discipline is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Like any muscle, it requires training, repetition, and effort. If you want to become disciplined, you have to practice discipline. Start small. Wake up when you say you will. Stick to your commitments. Do the work even when you don't feel like it. These small acts of self-discipline compound over time. They create a sense of personal integrity, a knowing that you can count on yourself. And once you develop that level of trust in yourself, your potential becomes limitless. The greatest rewards in life come to those who do what needs to be done long after the initial excitement has worn off. Anyone can start something, but very few finish. The world is full of people who began with enthusiasm, only to abandon their goals when the journey became difficult. But true discipline is about endurance. It's about staying the course even when you no longer feel like it, even when the path is uncertain, even when progress is invisible. That's when breakthroughs happen. That's when you separate yourself from the rest. Self-discipline is the bridge between your goals and your accomplishments. It is the silent force that carries you from where you are to where you want to be. Without it, dreams remain dreams. With it, anything is possible. Discipline is not a punishment, it's a gift. It's the ultimate form of self-respect, the highest act of self-love. It is the key to unlocking your fullest potential. Train yourself to win, and there will be no limits to what you can achieve. 5. Using pain as fuel. Pain is a powerful teacher. It can either break you or build you, and the choice is yours alone to make. When faced with adversity, you have two options. Succumb to the weight of your suffering or rise above it stronger than before. Pain is inevitable, but growth is optional. The way you respond to life's challenges determines your trajectory. You can let setbacks turn you bitter, or you can use them to make you better. Every successful person has encountered rejection, loss, and failure. No one reaches the pinnacle of success without scars from their battles. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is simple. They do not allow pain to stop them. Instead, they use it as fuel to propel themselves forward. Pain becomes their fire, forging them into something greater. It sharpens the mind, strengthens the spirit, and hardens the resolve. When others crumble, they rise. The next time life knocks you down, do not stay down. Get up. Rise with renewed determination. Let pain push you to be stronger, sharper, and more relentless than ever. Growth is never comfortable, and that is precisely why pain is essential. It forces you to evolve. It stretches you beyond your limits and shatters the illusion of complacency. The best lessons in life emerge from struggle, not from ease. Pain carves wisdom into your soul, molding you into the person you were meant to become. Discomfort is the birthplace of transformation. When you are in pain, you are in transition. It is in these moments that you must make a decision. Will you allow this pain to consume you, or will you harness it? Most people run from pain, but the wise understand that pain is an ally. It is the force that pushes you forward when nothing else will. When you learn to embrace the hard times, you gain an edge over those who shrink from difficulty. You become unshakable. Reframing pain as part of the process changes everything. You no longer fear it. You stop seeing it as an enemy and start recognizing it as a guide. Pain is not the end of the road. It is the beginning of something greater. When you use pain as motivation, you push beyond what you once thought possible. You tap into a reservoir of strength you never knew you had. You become unstoppable. Think of the most resilient people in history. They all have one thing in common. They turned their pain into power. They faced rejection and used it to refine their skills. They suffered loss and used it to deepen their purpose. They endured failure and used it as a stepping stone to success. Pain became their teacher, shaping them into legends. You too have that power within you. You are capable of more than you realize, but only if you are willing to embrace the struggle. Do not shy away from the fire, step into it. Let it forge you into something greater. Every time you feel pain, remind yourself, this is where transformation happens. This is where I grow. This is where I become the person I was meant to be. Life will test you. It will throw obstacles in your path. You will experience moments where the pain feels unbearable. But in those moments, remember, pain is not here to destroy you. It is here to build you. It is here to shape you into someone unbreakable. So when the storm comes, and it will, stand tall. Face the pain. Do not cower. Do not retreat. Embrace it. Use it. Turn it into the fuel that drives you forward. Because in the end, pain is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. 6, setting clear goals. If you don't know where you're going, you'll never get there. Life without goals is like sailing without a compass. You drift aimlessly, never truly arriving at a destination. Goals give you direction, purpose, and something to strive for. They provide clarity in a world filled with distractions, ensuring that every step you take moves you closer to the life you envision. But setting goals isn't enough. You must define them with precision. Vague aspirations like, I want to be successful or I want to be happy, lack the structure necessary for achievement. Instead, set clear, specific, and measurable goals. Ask yourself, what exactly do I want to achieve? By when? How will I measure my progress? The more specific you are, the easier it becomes to create a path forward. Once your goals are defined, break them down into actionable steps. A grand vision can feel overwhelming, but when you deconstruct it into smaller, manageable tasks, it becomes achievable. Each step forward builds momentum, turning what once seemed impossible into an inevitable reality. However, the most critical factor in achieving your goals is action. Without action, goals remain mere wishes, dreams that fade with time. Take action every single day, no matter how small. Consistency compounds over time, leading to massive results. The most successful individuals aren't necessarily the most talented or intelligent. They are the ones who refuse to quit. A goal without a plan is just a wish. To turn aspirations into accomplishments, you must create a roadmap. Write your goals down. This simple act reinforces commitment and enhances clarity. Studies have shown that individuals who write down their goals are significantly more likely to achieve them. Once written, break them into monthly, weekly, and daily tasks. This structured approach ensures steady progress and prevents procrastination. Perfection is the enemy of progress. Many people hesitate to take action because they fear failure. But success is not about being flawless, it's about persistence. Focus on progress, not perfection. Learn from setbacks, adjust your approach, and keep moving forward. Growth comes from action, not hesitation. Accountability is another key element of goal achievement. Hold yourself responsible for your progress, track your efforts, measure your results, and be honest about what's working and what isn't. Self-discipline and personal responsibility separate those who achieve from those who merely dream. If necessary, find an accountability partner, a mentor, friend, or coach who can help keep you on track. Small wins matter. Celebrate them. Each milestone reached is proof that you are on the right path. Acknowledging progress boosts motivation and reinforces positive habits. Success is built on these incremental victories, not just the final achievement. Goals provide clarity and purpose, but only action turns them into reality. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they don't take consistent action. They hesitate, procrastinate, or give up when faced with challenges. But those who persevere, who execute their plans daily, who refuse to quit, these are the ones who achieve success. So define your goals, make a plan. Take action every single day. Success is not a matter of luck, it is the inevitable outcome of relentless effort. If you refuse to give up, if you commit to progress, if you stay disciplined and focused, success is not a possibility, it is a certainty. 17-7, developing an unbreakable mind. Set your mindset as the bedrock of everything you do. It determines whether you rise to challenges or crumble under pressure. A weak mindset is like a house built on sand, easily shaken, fragile, and quick to collapse. But a strong mindset is unshakable, thriving in adversity, and transforming obstacles into stepping stones. Every challenge presents an opportunity, but only if you choose to see it that way. Life will test you. It will throw setbacks, failures, and unexpected hardships in your path. A fragile mindset sees these as reasons to give up, as proof that success is out of reach. A strong mindset, on the other hand, reframes these difficulties as lessons. When failure strikes, it doesn't break you, it educates you. It reveals weaknesses that need to be strengthened and strategies that need to be refined. Those who win in life aren't those who avoid failure. They are the ones who embrace it, learn from it, and come back stronger. Your thoughts are the architects of your reality. If you constantly tell yourself, "I can't do this," you create a self-fulfilling prophecy of failure. But when you believe in your ability to overcome, you unlock hidden reserves of strength and resilience. The mind is a powerful force, shaping your actions and dictating your results. It all begins with what you choose to believe. A growth mindset is the secret weapon of high achievers. It sees potential in every situation. It doesn't view abilities as fixed, but as things that can be developed with effort and learning. Those who adopt this mindset are always improving, always evolving, and never satisfied with stagnation. They welcome challenges because they know that struggle leads to strength. Every difficulty they face becomes a tool for personal transformation. Strengthening your mindset requires feeding it the right thoughts. Just as a strong body needs the right nutrition, a strong mind needs the right influences. Surround yourself with positivity. People who uplift you, books that inspire you, and messages that fuel your ambition. Cut out negativity relentlessly. The company you keep, the content you consume, and the words you tell yourself all shape your mental state. If you allow toxic influences into your life, they will poison your mindset and drain your potential. Success isn't just about skill or talent. Many people with great abilities fail because they lack the mindset to persevere. True success belongs to those who refuse to quit. The person who keeps going despite obstacles, who gets back up after every fall, who keeps pushing forward no matter what, that is the person who eventually wins. It's not about being the smartest or the most gifted. It's about being the one who refuses to give up. When you cultivate a mindset that never surrenders, nothing can stand in your way. Challenges will arise, but they will not defeat you. Failures will happen, but they will not define you. Doubts will creep in, but they will not control you, because you have built a foundation of mental strength. And with that, you can conquer anything. Mindset is everything. Train it, protect it, strengthen it, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined possible. 8, surrounding yourself with winners. You become like the people you spend the most time with. This simple truth. dictates the trajectory of your personal growth, success, and overall well-being. The company you keep has a profound influence on your mindset, habits, and choices. Surround yourself with those who push you to be better, and you will inevitably rise to new heights. Humans are social creatures, deeply influenced by the energy, attitudes, and behaviors of those around them. If you immerse yourself in a circle of individuals who inspire, challenge, and hold you accountable, you will find yourself adopting similar traits. These people will push you beyond your comfort zone, forcing you to confront your limitations and surpass them. They will expect more from you than you expect from yourself, and in turn, you will begin to rise to the challenge. Excellence becomes your standard, not an option. On the other hand, negativity, drama, and excuses are equally contagious. If you surround yourself with those who constantly complain, blame circumstances, or refuse to take responsibility for their actions, you will slowly absorb their mentality. Excuses become normal, mediocrity becomes acceptable. Without realizing it, you begin justifying inaction instead of pursuing growth. The weight of such negativity anchors you down, preventing you from reaching your full potential. Your environment is a reflection of your future. The people you interact with daily either fuel your progress or stifle your ambitions. If you spend time with those who take action, solve problems, and persist despite obstacles, you will start to embody those very characteristics. Their energy, discipline, and mindset will shape your own. When you observe their unwavering commitment to success, it reinforces your own belief that you too can achieve great things. Energy is contagious. Every conversation, every shared experience, and every interaction imprints itself on your subconscious. Choose wisely. If you want to elevate your life, you must first elevate your circle. This requires a conscious effort to seek out those who embody the values and aspirations you hold dear. It means cutting ties with relationships that drain you, limit you, or keep you trapped in old patterns of thinking. One of the most powerful ways to accelerate your growth is by seeking mentors. Mentors are individuals who have already walked the path you aspire to follow. They possess the wisdom, experience, and knowledge that can save you years of trial and error. Their insights challenge your perspectives, force you to think bigger, and provide you with the tools necessary to navigate your journey. A great mentor will not only teach you strategies for success, but will also hold you accountable for executing them. Beyond mentorship, actively build relationships with people who challenge you to work harder and grow stronger. These individuals will push you when you feel like giving up, remind you of your goals when you lose sight, and celebrate your victories when you achieve them. Their presence in your life is a catalyst for transformation. They will call you out when you make excuses, push you when you hesitate, and uplift you when you struggle. Your success is directly influenced by the company you keep. If your inner circle is composed of driven, disciplined, and forward-thinking individuals, you will naturally rise to their level. Conversely, if you are surrounded by negativity, complacency, and mediocrity, your growth will be stunted. Audit your relationships. Identify who adds value to your life and who detracts from it. Be ruthless in eliminating toxic influences and be intentional in cultivating meaningful connection. Ultimately, life is too short to be held back by those who refuse to grow. Your potential is limitless, but it is up to you to position yourself in an environment that nurtures that potential. Choose your circle wisely, for it is the foundation upon which your future is built. Elevate your relationships and you will elevate your life. 9, mastering time management. Time is your most valuable resource. Every second that passes is a second you will never get back. Yet many people squander this finite asset on distractions and meaningless tasks, unaware of the irreversible loss. If you want to succeed, you must take full control of how you spend your time. Most people claim they do not have enough time, but the truth is they fail to manage it effectively. Time is the great equalizer. Every person on this planet gets the same 24 hours in a day. The difference between success and failure lies in how those hours are used. The world's most successful individuals do not possess more time than you do. They simply use it more efficiently. The first step to mastering your time is awareness. Track your daily activities and take note of where your time goes. You may be surprised by how much of your day is lost to trivial tasks, unnecessary meetings, and mindless distraction. Identifying these time thieves is crucial if you want to reclaim your schedule. Once you understand where your time is going, eliminate anything that does not serve your goals. Learn to say no to commitments that drain your energy and do not contribute to your progress. People often overload their schedules with activities that serve others' agendas rather than their own. Stop reacting to your day. Start planning it in advance. A well-structured schedule is a powerful tool. Instead of waking up and hoping to be productive, start each morning with a clear plan of action. Define your priorities the night before so you wake up knowing exactly what needs to be done. Break big goals into smaller, manageable daily tasks. This ensures consistent progress and prevents overwhelm. Success is not about perfection, it is about persistence and discipline. Excuses are the enemy of productivity. There will always be reasons to procrastinate, but none of them will bring you closer to your goals. If something is important, make time for it. If it is not, eliminate it. Every minute wasted is a minute stolen from your future. The most successful individuals do not wait for the perfect moment. They create it by using their time wisely. Technology, while useful, can also be one of the greatest sources of distraction. Social media, notifications, and mindless browsing can consume hours without you realizing it. If you find yourself frequently distracted, set boundaries, limit your screen time, disable unnecessary notifications, and schedule periods of deep focused work. Protecting your time from distractions is one of the most valuable habits you can develop. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. You must commit to your schedule and hold yourself accountable. Set deadlines for tasks and, more importantly, stick to them. Time is not just about productivity, it is about purpose. Every moment spent working towards your goals is a step closer to the life you envision. When you take control of your time, you take control of your life. Productivity is not about working harder, it is about working smarter. It is about knowing what truly matters and dedicating your time to those things. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not intelligence, luck, or talent, is how they use their time. Your future depends on what you do with your time today. Stop making excuses. Stop wasting valuable minutes on things that do not matter. Prioritize, plan, and execute with precision. The clock is always ticking. Make every second count. Set deadlines for tasks. And more importantly, stick to them. Time is not just about productivity, it is about purpose. Every moment spent working towards your goals is a step closer to the life you envision. When you take control of your time, you take control of your life. Productivity is not about working harder, it is about working smarter. It is about knowing what truly matters and dedicating your time to those things. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not intelligence, luck, or talent. It is how they use their time. Your future depends on what you do with your time today. Stop making excuses. Stop wasting valuable minutes on things that do not matter. Prioritize, plan, and execute with precision. The clock is always ticking. Make every second count. 10. Embracing failure as feedback. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is an essential component of the journey toward achievement. The most successful individuals in history have failed more times than others have even attempted. Their resilience, persistence, and willingness to learn from failure are what set them apart. Every failure carries a lesson, an opportunity to grow, and a chance to refine one's approach. Too often, people view failure as an endpoint, a definitive verdict on their abilities. In reality, failure is merely feedback, a signal pointing toward necessary adjustments. It is a process of elimination, revealing what does not work so that we can discover what does. The only true failure is giving up, quitting before extracting the lessons hidden within setbacks. One of the main reasons people fear failure is the fear of judgment. Society tends to celebrate success stories while often overlooking the struggles and failures that pave the way to those achievements. This selective narrative creates a distorted perception of success, making failure seem like an anomaly rather than a natural part of the process. The truth is, failure is universal. Every great inventor, entrepreneur, artist, and leader has encountered setbacks. The difference lies in how they respond to failure. They analyze, adapt, and persevere. Instead of viewing failure as a source of embarrassment, we should see it as a badge of effort, proof that we have stepped outside our comfort zones and taken risks. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. The ability to bounce back from failure builds resilience, a trait that is essential for long-term success. When we learn to accept and embrace failure, we become stronger, more adaptable, and more prepared for future challenges. Growth happens in discomfort. Success is not about avoiding mistakes, but about learning from them. The more we fail, the more we grow. This growth mindset transforms failures from roadblocks into stepping stones. Rather than fearing failure, we should train ourselves to see it as an opportunity for self-improvement. Every misstep teaches us something valuable about our skills, our strategies, and even our own mindset. By refining our approach after each failure, we increase our chances of success in the long run. The key is to shift our perspective. When failure is seen as an essential part of progress, it loses its power to discourage us. Instead of being paralyzed by setbacks, we can use them as motivation to push forward. The faster we fail, the faster we learn, and ultimately the faster we succeed. Progress requires persistence, and persistence requires the courage to fail without losing momentum. History is filled with stories of individuals who turned failure into success. Thomas Edison, for example, failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he famously stated that he had not failed. He had simply found thousands of ways that did not work. Similarly, if the most successful people in the world have experienced failure countless times, why should we fear it? The fear of failure holds many back from even trying, but those who embrace failure as a stepping stone to success ultimately achieve greater things. The path to success is not linear. It is filled with ups and downs, setbacks and breakthroughs. What matters most is how we respond to failure. Do we retreat in fear, or do we adjust and move forward? In the end, success is not about never failing. It is about never quitting. Those who achieve great things are not necessarily the most talented or the most fortunate. They are the ones who refuse to be defeated by failure. They see failure as a teacher, a necessary part of the process, so keep pushing forward, refining your approach, and using failure as feedback. Each failure brings you one step closer to success, making you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. The only real failure is giving up. Everything else is progress. 11, the moment of decision. Right now you have a choice. You can continue waiting, hesitating, and making excuses, or you can decide that today is the day everything changes. The day you stop talking and start doing. No more waiting, no more excuses, just action. Because action is the only thing that will get you to where you want to be. Success doesn't come from wishing, hoping, or dreaming. It comes from doing. Dreams remain dreams unless they are backed by effort and persistence. Many people spend their lives waiting for the right moment, the perfect opportunity, or a sign to begin. But waiting won't bring results. The only way forward is to take that first step, no matter how small. Decide today that you are done waiting, done doubting yourself, done holding back. The truth is, there will never be a perfect moment to start. Conditions will never be 100% ideal. But those who succeed are not the ones who wait for perfection. They are the ones who take action despite uncertainty, fear, or discomfort. They push forward even when the odds seem stacked against them. Take control of your life by taking action now. Every successful person at some point made the decision to start. They didn't wait for confidence to appear magically. They built it through action. The only way to build confidence is by proving to yourself that you can do it. You don't need to have all the answers right now. You just need to begin. Action creates momentum, and momentum fuels progress. Start small if you have to, but start. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. Procrastination doesn't just delay success, it kills it. Every day spent waiting is a day wasted, a day you could have used to move closer to your goals. Don't let hesitation rob you of your potential. Force yourself to take action. Push past the excuses, the doubts, and the fears. Fear will always be present, but it loses its power when you act despite it. Step into your power. Recognize that you are capable of more than you think. You have the ability to change your life, to rewrite your story, to create the future you desire. But it all begins with action. Make the decision that from this moment forward, you are unstoppable. Commit to showing up for yourself every single day, regardless of how you feel. Motivation may come and go, but discipline and action are what will carry you through. Success is built on consistency, not fleeting bursts of inspiration. Your future depends on what you do right now. The choices you make today will shape the life you live tomorrow. There is no magic formula, no secret shortcut, only action, persistence, and determination. It's the hidden force that separates success from struggle, Discipline pushes you to act when motivation fades, to rise early, stay focused, and resist distractions. It's what turns goals into accomplishments and dreams into reality. Discipline breaks the chains of procrastination and builds habits that lead to lasting change. Behind every remarkable achievement is a foundation of quiet, consistent effort. Discipline isn't just a trait. It's the key that unlocks your full potential. Master it and you master everything. In the next few moments, you'll discover the traits that separates the average from the extraordinary, the hidden edge behind every great leader, athlete, creator, and thinker. The master key to your potential. Discipline is the invisible force that shapes ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. Throughout my life, having studied hundreds of the most successful figures of the mid-1900s, I discovered that at the core of their stories lay an immutable truth: unwavering discipline. The extraordinary successes of icons such as Henry Ford and Thomas Edison were not born merely from ingenuity or talent. Rather, their greatness arose from a deeply ingrained, steadfast discipline. Consider Henry Ford. When he envisioned his revolutionary horseless carriage, skeptics surrounded him. Mr. Ford's vision was deemed impractical, even foolish. He faced mockery, skepticism, and relentless opposition. Yet, amidst a storm of doubt, Mr. Ford's discipline served as his guiding star. Each morning, he awoke with a clear, unwavering purpose. Discipline ensured that setbacks became stepping stones, fueling his determination rather than extinguishing it. Mr. Ford's disciplined adherence to his vision transformed ridicule into awe, doubt into respect, and mockery into marvels. The world, skeptical and reluctant at first, ultimately stood amazed at the results of his disciplined persistence. Similarly, Thomas Edison stands as a testament to the power of discipline. Mr. Edison once famously said, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration." He demonstrated this principle throughout his career, facing failure after failure in his quest to develop the incandescent light bulb. It was not sheer talent or a burst of fleeting inspiration that kept Mr. Edison going. It was discipline, the unyielding commitment to his vision. After thousands of unsuccessful attempts, Mr. Edison remained disciplined, methodically refining his approach until he illuminated not only a bulb, but the entire world. Discipline is far more than mere restriction or imposed hardship. Indeed, it is liberation, the greatest freedom one can achieve. Discipline provides you with the power to act decisively, particularly when motivation falters or emotions waver. It is easy to pursue your goals when you feel inspired or driven by passion. Yet real triumph, genuine, lasting achievement is cultivated in those critical moments when motivation dwindles and desire weakens. Discipline is what carries you forward, even when your energy and enthusiasm have dimmed. Understand clearly that discipline does not suppress you, it empowers you. It provides structure, a clear pathway toward your most cherished goals and aspirations. Discipline is the great equalizer, ensuring that even individuals of modest talent can rise above those gifted but lacking in disciplined commitment. Without discipline, talent remains untapped potential and dreams remain unrealized fantasies. You might ask, how can I cultivate discipline in my own life? Begin by clearly defining your purpose and your goals. Visualize your desired outcomes vividly. Let these visions fuel your resolve, guiding your daily actions. Create habits and routines aligned with your aspirations. Start small. Discipline does not demand grand gestures, but rather consistent, focused efforts over time. Make promises to yourself and honor those promises. Each kept promise strengthens your discipline, reinforcing your self-confidence and belief in your capabilities. It is also essential to recognize that discipline thrives in an environment of clarity and precision. Ambiguous goals or unclear intentions weaken discipline. Be explicit about your objectives. Clearly delineate what success looks like and what steps are necessary to achieve it. Surround yourself with disciplined individuals who inspire and encourage your progress. Their example will bolster your resolve, and their support will fortify your determination. Remember, discipline is ultimately a personal choice. It cannot be imposed upon you externally. It must come from within. You must decide to embrace discipline consciously. Doing so marks the beginning of a transformative journey. Embrace discipline wholeheartedly, and you will find yourself empowered to overcome challenges, transcend limitations, and realize achievements once deemed impossible. Let discipline be your guiding light, your constant companion, and your greatest ally. For with discipline, dreams cease to be mere wishes. They become tangible, attainable realities within your grasp. Embrace discipline and watch as ordinary days give way to extraordinary accomplishments, bringing your greatest dreams to life. Your compass to greatness, clearly defined goals, stand as the unmistakable hallmark of disciplined individuals. Throughout my years studying the minds and habits of those who achieved extraordinary success, I've found that disciplined achievers consistently set precise, clearly defined goals. A life without clear goals is akin to a ship drifting aimlessly at sea, bereft of a rudder and direction, vulnerable to every shift in the wind and wave. Consider the inspiring story of the Wright brothers, Wilbur and Orville. These two visionaries nurtured a seemingly impossible dream, conquering the skies. Many around them regarded their ambition as folly, laughing off their efforts as unrealistic, even absurd. Yet the Wright brothers possessed clearly defined goals. They knew exactly what they wanted to achieve. They meticulously outlined their objectives, from building lighter and more aerodynamic machines to mastering the delicate mechanics of controlled flight. Their unwavering discipline, guided by the clarity of their goals, allowed them to rise above skepticism, gravity, and the limitations of their era. Their disciplined pursuit enabled humanity to break free from the earthly bonds and reach for the heavens. Your goals must mirror the clarity and precision of such monumental achievements. Ambiguity and vague aspirations provide no solid ground for discipline. Clearly defined goals sharpen your focus, energize your spirit, and ignite your determination. When you define exactly what you wish to achieve, you draw a precise map that directs your disciplined efforts, giving each step purpose and power. Clear goals transform vague dreams into attainable objectives, measurable in actions, milestones, and results. Ask yourself today, what do I desire most deeply? What goal, if achieved, would profoundly transform my life and bring me lasting fulfillment? This question requires introspection and honesty, for clarity comes only from authentic self-awareness. Identify your destination clearly, vividly, and precisely. Visualize your success as if it were already yours. Allow yourself to experience the emotions and triumph associated with achieving your goal. This emotional clarity further fuels your disciplined resolve. Once your goal is clear, discipline yourself daily. Every day, regardless of your mood or circumstances, take purposeful, disciplined steps toward your objective. Discipline ensures consistency, keeping you steadfast even when motivation wanes or adversity arises. Every small, disciplined action accumulates, becoming powerful momentum that steadily propels you toward your ultimate aim. Recognize that disciplined individuals thrive on routine. Develop daily habits that consistently move you forward. It is these daily rituals, small yet significant, that distinguish achievers from mere dreamers. Discipline means committing to these rituals whether you feel inspired or not. It is the silent, powerful force that ensures you remain true to your purpose. Surround yourself with like-minded, goal-oriented individuals whose disciplined attitudes inspire your own. Their example and encouragement can significantly enhance your dedication and drive. Learn from their successes and setbacks alike, understanding that disciplined persistence is essential to overcoming inevitable obstacles. Ultimately, discipline coupled with clearly defined goals can transform ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. Let clarity guide your path, fueling your discipline and making each step deliberate and impactful. Today, identify your destination. Tomorrow, discipline your steps toward it. Continue this unwavering journey day after day, step by disciplined step, until your dreams cease to be mere aspirations and become tangible realities. Your goals are within your reach, awaiting only your disciplined pursuit. Embrace the power of clearly defined goals and watch as your disciplined commitment transforms dreams into lasting achievement. Discipline in the face of adversity. Life is inherently filled with trials, setbacks, and failures. Yet, to the disciplined person, these adversities are not barriers, but rather stepping stones on the path to greatness. Discipline shapes your perception, allowing you to view challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. Abraham Lincoln, whose journey was marked by repeated failures in both politics and business, Early in his career, Mr. Lincoln endured profound disappointments. He lost several elections, suffered business bankruptcies, and faced persistent criticism from peers and rivals. Each of these setbacks was substantial enough to crush the spirit of a lesser individual. Yet, Mr. Lincoln, disciplined in mind and spirit, chose resilience over defeat. Rather than allowing setbacks to define him negatively, Mr. Lincoln utilized each failure as a learning experience, cultivating resilience and strength of character. His disciplined mindset transformed every disappointment into fuel for persistence. Eventually, this unwavering discipline propelled him to become one of history's most revered leaders, guiding America through its most turbulent time. Resilience, fueled by discipline, is the secret to thriving amid adversity. Discipline instills in you the courage and strength to rise each time you fall. It teaches you to persevere when faced with challenges, pushing forward even when the odds seem insurmountable. Discipline ensures that temporary setbacks do not become permanent failures. Whenever adversity strikes, pause and remind yourself of this essential truth. Setbacks are temporary. Each difficulty carries within it a valuable lesson, a hidden opportunity designed to refine your character and sharpen your abilities. Discipline yourself to look beyond the immediate pain or disappointment, seeking instead the wisdom embedded in your experiences. This approach transforms your entire perspective on life's inevitable hardship. Discipline allows you to ask crucial, empowering questions in the face of adversity. What can I learn from this experience? How can this challenge strengthen me? In what ways can I grow from this setback? With this disciplined mindset, you convert every difficulty into a stepping stone toward greater wisdom, strength, and success. To develop this powerful resilience, you must consciously choose discipline every day. Establish routines and habits that fortify your spirit, particularly during challenging times. Consistency in your actions cultivates resilience, preparing you mentally and emotionally for the inevitable difficulties you will encounter. Surround yourself with positive influences, individuals who demonstrate resilience and discipline in their own lives. Their examples inspire your continued commitment to overcome adversity. Additionally, maintain clear and focused goals that keep you oriented and motivated, even in times of hardship. Goals remind you of your greater purpose, allowing you to maintain perspective and focus on the long-term benefits of perseverance. Remember always that adversity is not your enemy, but your teacher. Every difficulty, setback, and failure contains within it the seed of equivalent or greater benefit. Discipline yourself to cultivate these seeds, nurturing resilience and personal growth. As you master this practice, you will find setbacks becoming setups for your most remarkable triumphs. In essence, discipline grants you the power to rewrite your narrative. No longer defined by failures or hindered by setbacks, you become a disciplined individual who sees opportunity in every challenge. Embrace discipline wholeheartedly. Let it strengthen your resolve, deepen your resilience, and guide you consistently toward success. Through discipline, life's challenges become transformative experiences, turning each setback into a vital step toward your ultimate achievement. The foundation of achievement, it has been my life's experience that no man may rise beyond the level of his belief in himself. Self-belief is not merely a pleasing sentiment. It is the very cornerstone upon which all enduring success is built. Before one can command others or circumstances, he must first command his own mind. And that command begins with an unshakable belief that he is capable, deserving, and destined to achieve. Thomas Alva Edison illuminated the world with his incandescent light. He endured thousands of failures, but did he ever doubt his purpose? Did he allow those failures to determine the boundaries of his belief? Never. He maintained within himself a vision so vibrant, a faith so absolute, that even the darkness of failure could not extinguish it. That, my friends, is the power of self-belief. Discipline, you must understand, is the faithful servant of belief. Belief is the vision, discipline is the builder. Without discipline, belief is but a castle in the clouds. And without belief, discipline has no direction. The two must walk hand in hand, each strengthening the other. Mr. Edison did not merely believe in success, he disciplined himself daily to pursue it. He ordered his life, his thoughts, and his actions in accordance with that belief. He worked tirelessly, methodically, and with purpose. Every hour of effort was a brick laid by the hands of discipline upon the foundation of belief. And so it must be with you. Begin first and always with belief. Say to yourself each day, not idly but with conviction, I am capable, I am worthy, I will succeed. Let no man, no circumstance, and no failure convince you otherwise. Doubt is a thief. It will steal from you your destiny if you let it. Therefore, guard your mind as you would a treasure vault. Reject all thoughts of inferiority or inadequacy. Replace them at once with affirmations of strength, purpose, and ability. You must train your mind as a soldier trains for war, with focus, with repetition, and with discipline. Your thoughts become your beliefs. Your beliefs become your actions. Your actions become your destiny. But it all begins with belief. I have sat across tables from men of immense wealth and influence. I have seen them rise from humble beginnings, not because of chance or favor, but because they first dared to believe. They believed when others mocked them. They believed when the evidence was scarce. And through that belief, they created a vision of success so clear that it drew to them the people, the opportunities, and the circumstances required to bring it into being. But let me be clear. Belief without discipline is a dreamer's folly. You must act on your belief. Let your every movement be governed by purpose. Rise early, plan your day, feed your mind with thoughts that strengthen you, surround yourself with those who uplift you, and when failure visits, as it surely will, do not curse it. Welcome it as a teacher and reaffirm your belief all the more. Remember always, success is not granted to the most talented, but to the most determined. And determination is born of belief, matured by discipline. So I say unto you, believe in yourself with all the intensity your soul can muster. Discipline yourself as if your dreams depended on it, because they do. And know this truth. When belief and discipline unite, no ambition will ever be beyond your grasp, fueling your discipline. In the grand pursuit of success, many men search for secrets in strange places, as if triumph were hidden behind locked doors known only to the fortunate few. But I have learned that one of the most potent truths lies not in obscurity, but in plain sight. Your passion is your purpose. And from that purpose springs a well of discipline so deep, so enduring, that it can carry you through the harshest trials and into the highest realms of achievement. Ludwig van Beethoven, one of the greatest composers to ever grace this earth. In the midst of his ascent to musical immortality, fate dealt him what many would consider a final blow, the loss of his hearing. For a musician, such a loss is no mere inconvenience, it is a tragedy. But for Beethoven, it was not an end. In fact, it marked the beginning of his most transcendent creations. How did he continue? How did he compose his most profound symphonies in the midst of silence? The answer is found in one word: passion. Beethoven's passion for music was not a preference, it was his purpose. It lived in his soul. It commanded his spirit. That passion fueled his discipline, not the kind imposed by obligation, but the kind that flows effortlessly from within. His was not a rigid discipline born of duty, but a natural, joyful pursuit of expression, one note at a time. You see, when a man discovers his passion, discipline ceases to be a weight. It becomes wings. The world often speaks of discipline as sacrifice, as suffering, as painful persistence. But this is only true when one is walking a path not his own. When your path is lit by passion, the effort required to stay upon it no longer feels like labor, it becomes something sacred. I have sat with many men, rich and poor, powerful and struggling. Those who succeed with peace in their hearts are those who found alignment between their inner calling and their outer efforts. They did not merely work hard, they worked with love. That passion, makes discipline effortless. It transforms the grind into grace. Ask yourself, what is it that stirs your spirit? What would you do even if the world neither applauded nor rewarded you? For in that answer lies the seed of your destiny. And once planted, it is your duty to nourish it daily with discipline. Discipline, when fueled by passion, becomes rhythmic. It is the musician rising each morning to practice his scales not because he must, but because he cannot bear not to. It is the inventor hunched over sketches at midnight, not out of compulsion, but out of compulsion's opposite, devotion. If you feel tired, if you feel lost, the problem may not be your lack of discipline, but your lack of connection to your passion. Realign, reconnect, rediscover the fire that once made time vanish and made effort feel effortless. And when you find it, organize your life around it. Let your mornings be sacred time for your purpose. Let your habits form in service of your calling. Surround yourself with those who inspire you, who mirror your commitment, who elevate your spirit. Every day invest in your passion as though it were gold, for it is more valuable than any treasure. Remember this eternal truth. Challenges do not disappear when you follow your passion, but they are no longer enemies. They become companions. They test you, yes, but they also shape you. They refine your edge, deepen your craft, and bring out your best. When passion fuels discipline, greatness is not a question of if, but when. So I urge you, find your passion, honor it, live it, and let it guide your discipline every single day. For when discipline and passion become one, your greatness becomes inevitable. Discipline your growth. Let us consider the life of Benjamin Franklin, one of the great architects of American ingenuity. He was born into modest means with no formal education beyond the age of 10. Yet through discipline, self-education, he rose to become a statesman, inventor, writer, diplomat, and philosopher. How did he achieve this? Mr. Franklin developed a daily regimen that included reading, writing, reflection, and experimentation. He was as meticulous in shaping his mind as a sculptor is in chiseling stone. He carried books wherever he went, studied languages in his spare time, and examined the natural world with unrelenting curiosity. He asked questions, he took notes, he tested theories, and above all, he never ceased learning. What Mr. Franklin understood, and what every successful person must realize, is that knowledge is not static. It is dynamic, alive, ever evolving, and if one wishes to remain sharp, relevant, and effective, he must meet this movement with equal energy. But such growth does not happen by accident. It happens by discipline. Lifelong learning requires consistency. One must form the habit of learning as one forms the habit of breathing, naturally, instinctively, daily. It matters not whether you are a teacher, a merchant, a farmer, or a financier. The moment you stop learning, you begin to decline. Your thoughts grow stale, your skills dull, your potential narrows. Discipline is what keeps the mind alive. Learning is not an event. It is not a weekend seminar, a one-time course, or a sudden burst of inspiration. No, growth occurs in increments, not leaps. And it is discipline that ensures each step, each lesson, each bit of progress builds upon the last. Like compound interest, the results may seem small in the beginning, but over time they accumulate into profound wisdom and capability. You must commit to learning something new every day. Not just when it is convenient, not just when inspiration strikes, every single day. Set aside time to read a book, listen to a lecture, study a concept, or reflect upon an idea. Keep a journal of your insights. Test what you learn through action. Do not be satisfied with knowledge alone. Seek understanding, and then apply that understanding in service of your goals. The world is moving faster than ever. New ideas and philosophies emerge with each passing season. If you do not make learning a priority, you will be left behind. But if you discipline yourself to grow, there is no limit to what you can achieve. I have observed this truth in the greatest leaders of industry, the most admired thinkers, and the most resilient pioneers. They are not just ambitious people, they are studious people. They take notes when others talk. They ask questions when others make assumptions. They read when others sleep. They reflect when others distract themselves. Discipline is the bridge between your current self and your highest potential. Let it guide you to new frontiers of understanding. Let it sharpen your mind, elevate your decisions, and unlock doors that talent alone cannot open. So, I urge you, cultivate a daily discipline of learning. Make your mind a garden and feed it with knowledge, curiosity, and humility. For in that garden, the seeds of greatness take root and flourish. Success is not a final destination, but a lifelong lesson. And the disciplined learner is always in motion, always becoming, always ascending. Discipline in changing circumstances. Change is the great constant of life. It arrives without warning, reshaping the landscape of our lives, businesses, and fortunes. Yet while many fear it, resist it, and are undone by it, the wise man welcomes it, not because it is easy, but because he has trained himself to be adaptable through discipline. Let us reflect on the economic upheavals of the 1950s, a decade of transformation. Old industries faltered, new markets emerged, and countless individuals found their way of life shaken to the core. But amidst the chaos, a handful of visionaries saw what others could not. opportunity. They adapted swiftly, pivoted with purpose, and positioned themselves not as victims of change, but as beneficiaries of it. What separated these pioneers from the masses was not luck, it was disciplined adaptability. They had trained their minds to remain calm under pressure, their eyes to scan the horizon for possibility, and their habits to respond swiftly and strategically. Understand this: change is not your enemy. Resistance to change is. The man who clings to yesterday will be buried by tomorrow, but the man who disciplines himself to remain flexible, to evolve with purpose, to respond instead of react, that man will rise above the storm. Adaptability is not chaos, it is not randomness, it is not abandoning your values or direction. No, disciplined adaptability is the art of maintaining your purpose while adjusting your methods. It is the power to stay grounded while shifting your stance. And like all true power, it must be trained. Discipline yourself to remain alert and aware. In times of pressure, do not panic. Observe, breathe, step back and assess. The mind that can remain still in the midst of uncertainty is the mind that finds answers when others only see problems. Adaptability is not natural to all. Many prefer the safety of routine, the illusion of control. But progress demands movement, and movement requires change. Train yourself to embrace it. You must ask daily, what has changed? What can I learn from it? How can I grow through it? In doing so, you cultivate a mindset that welcomes growth instead of fearing loss. You begin to see every challenge as a puzzle to solve, not a sentence to endure. This is how industries are disrupted, how fortunes are made, how legacies are born. In the 1950s, as technology surged and global markets shifted, those who adapted their strategies, those who embraced new ideas, explored new tools, and listened to the pulse of the future, outpaced those who stood still. The disciplined mind does not demand that the world conform to it. Instead, it prepares itself to meet the world as it is and shape it into what it can become. You must cultivate this quality. Build your adaptability like a muscle. Stretch yourself beyond your comfort. Try new approaches. Study emerging trends. Ask questions others are afraid to ask. When disruption knocks, do not hide. Open the door. Make it your discipline to innovate, not imitate, to explore, not retreat. Let every obstacle sharpen your thinking, and every setback strengthen your resilience. The world will continue to change in business, in society, in life. But with disciplined adaptability, you will not only survive these changes, you will lead through them. So I urge you, commit to the habit of mental flexibility. Anchor yourself in purpose, but remain fluid in execution. Refuse to be rattled by uncertainty. Instead, train your mind to bend, never break. For in that adaptability lies your advantage. Change favors the prepared mind. Discipline yourself to be ready, and you will turn every wave of disruption into a wind at your back. Discipline your perspective. Your mindset determines the direction of your life. It acts as a compass, silently steering you through adversity, opportunity, and the unknown. A disciplined and positive attitude is not simply a feel-good mantra. It is the foundation upon which greatness is built. Winston Churchill, a man who stood at the helm of a nation battered by war and fear. During the darkest hours of World War II, when the future of freedom itself seemed uncertain, Mr. Churchill chose to discipline his mind. He refused to be consumed by despair. Instead, he harnessed the power of optimism and resilience. His unwavering belief in victory, despite overwhelming odds, ignited a flame of hope in millions. It was not blind positivity that defined him, but a fiercely disciplined one, a refusal to give in to fear, doubt, or hopelessness. Mr. Churchill's story is not unique to history. It is a testament to the truth that we all face battles, both external and internal. And in those moments, the mindset we choose becomes our greatest weapon or our heaviest burden. When we discipline our minds to seek out possibility rather than limitation, we reshape how we experience life. Setbacks become stepping stones. Failures transform into lessons. Obstacles turn into invitations for growth. This discipline does not come naturally. It is forged through daily practice, through conscious effort to shift our perspective. Gratitude is one such powerful practice when we train ourselves to focus on what we have rather than what we lack. We nourish our minds with strength and clarity. Optimism, too, is not a naive illusion, but a cultivated mindset. It is the choice to look beyond the immediate pain and believe in the value of perseverance. Discipline is the bridge between intent and action. Without it, positivity becomes fragile, easily shattered by life's inevitable challenges. But with discipline, positivity becomes a force, grounded, enduring, and transformative. We begin to see the world not as it is, but as it could be. We start recognizing doors where others see only walls. Each morning brings a new opportunity to train the mind. Will you dwell on limitations or embrace potential? Will you allow fear to lead, or will you anchor yourself in courage and clarity? The choice is always yours, and with each disciplined thought, you take a step closer to the life you envision. Your thoughts are the architects of your future. Shape them with care, build with intention, lead them with discipline. Because in the end, it is not luck, talent, or circumstances that decide your destiny. It is the mindset you choose to live with every single day. Choose discipline. Choose positivity, and watch as the direction of your life changes, not by chance, but by your own powerful design. Discipline in motion, action, is the ultimate measure of discipline. It is easy to dream, to plan, and to hope, but without action, these intentions remain hollow. True discipline is proven not in thought, but in motion. Success in any arena of life demands consistent and deliberate effort. It demands the courage to act, even when conditions are not perfect, and the perseverance to keep moving even when progress feels slow. Consider the legacy of Andrew Carnegie, one of the great industrialists of the modern world. Born into poverty, Mr. Carnegie rose through the ranks not by chance, but through relentless, disciplined action. He did not wait for perfect opportunities to arrive. He created them. Every single day, he worked with purpose and precision, investing in knowledge, relationships, and enterprise. His fortune was not simply financial. It was built on a foundation of habit and relentless forward movement. Discipline means acting when it is hard, when motivation is absent, and when the temptation to delay whispers in your ear. It means doing what needs to be done whether you feel like it or not. Procrastination is the silent thief of dreams. It steals momentum, erodes confidence, and keeps you trapped in a cycle of potential never realized. To break free, you must train yourself to act decisively and consistently. Discipline yourself to take that first step, then the next, and the next after that. Progress is not made in grand, infrequent bursts, but in steady, deliberate strides. Each disciplined action, no matter how small, moves you closer to the life you want. When opportunity arises, hesitation can be fatal. The disciplined mind responds with swift and sure action. It recognizes that chances often come disguised as challenges, and that waiting for the perfect moment is just another form of fear. Discipline silences doubt, it fuels action, and it ensures that you are always prepared to seize the moment when it arrives. Let your actions speak louder than your intentions. Let your discipline be visible, not in your words, but in the results you create. Your habits shape your future. Your discipline determines your success. One step forward, taken with purpose, carries more power than 1,000 unspoken goals. So commit, not just to thinking, dreaming, or planning, but to doing. Show up every day. Do the work. Push through resistance. Build momentum. Your destiny is not something you wait for. It is something you build with disciplined action, brick by brick, step by step. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent. It is not luck. It is action. And behind every action worth taking, there stands the quiet strength of discipline. Choose disciplined action. Let it define you. Let it move you. And let it lead you to the life you were meant to live. Ultimately, disciplined living is not only about personal success, but leaving a legacy that enriches others. The disciplined endeavors of figures like Mother Teresa transformed lives far beyond their own. Discipline yourself to live with purpose, driven by a vision larger than personal gain. Ask yourself, how do I want to be remembered? Let this vision discipline your actions, ensuring each day contributes to a lasting legacy. Your disciplined choices today will inspire generations tomorrow.